You can execute a script from any location if that script is in your path, okay? Is in your path, right? So you are able to run our script from anywhere on our machine. So we need to update the path variable. We need to update the path variable. So when we run a command like ls, the shell will start looking for executable program in the path. So we want to have our shell, if we want our shell to find our program, then we need to put them in a folder that is in our path. Okay, so if we do echo $, $path, yeah, if we do echo $path, so these are the directories and the folders where your shell will be looking for any programs, okay? We'll be looking for any program. So it's looking in sbin, it looks in local bin, it looks in user sbin, it looks in user bin, sbin, it looks in bin, user game, and all this. But all this, you realize they are starting with the root, okay? With the root. Now, when we looked at our bash rc file, okay? Let me cut .bash rc file, okay? When you look at the bash rc file, okay, bash rc file, and we look at the path. We did have a path variable in here. Or we can search for it. We can grep path. We have a path variable. So let's look at the profile. Let's look at the profile. So if we cut .profile, yes, this is where we have our path. Now, there is this function here, or this loop here. It basically said if we have, and again, we'll soon see what these conditions are. If we have $home, right? $home, this is your home directory. If there is a .bash rc file, then this period just means source it. Sourcing a file just means reread it, because these files are read when the user logs in the first time, okay? But you are forcing the shell to read this file again, okay? Forcing the shell to read this file again. And if you have, it also says, if you have a directory called bin, right? A directory called bin in your home directory, then the path will be the same as your home directory /bin separated by comma. Then this is the value of the path. So that bin will be added onto your path, okay? It will be added onto your path. So now, for us now to do this, what we are going to do is we are going to create a directory called bin. We're going to create a directory called bin in our home directory. So for Ubuntu, if I ls, I don't have any directory called bin, right? So I'm going to make directory, and I'm going to call it bin. Okay. Now, if I ls, I have this directory called bin in my home directory. Okay, in my home directory. Now, because it's in my home directory, and I have my file, which is my script. So I can move my file, right? I can move my file and move it to bin directory, okay? So if I ls move or bin, I'll see that I have a file, which is my script inside there. Now, after I've created this particular file folder, now I have a bin directory inside of that. Now, what is going to happen is now I have to source. Once I've added that in the profile, then now I have to source this particular profile. Sourcing means I have to force this shell to read that file again. Now, when I force the shell to read my .profile, it is going to search my home directory and it will find a directory called bin. And once it sees a directory called bin, it is going to add it now to my path, okay? So once I've added that directory called bin and I have my file in there, then now I can do a source.profile. Sourcing means you can just do period, right? Then .profile, right? .profile, or just type the word source, right? Or you can type the word source. So force the shell to read this file again. So once it reads it, okay, once it reads it, and I now do echo dollar path, echo dollar path. Now I'm going to see home Ubuntu bin. So this is my bin that I just created. It is in the home of Ubuntu. Bin has been added to my path. So it means anytime I run a command, right? I run a command, what is going to happen is my shell will look through these directories if it finds any executables, okay? For it to find any executables. Now, because I have a bin like that, so if I type now file, right, then it is going to run my script, okay? It is going to run my script because now my script is in my path, okay? Let's say I cd to a different directory. I cd it, let me ls to homework. So cd into homework, okay? Homework. So I'm inside of homework, but I want to run my script. So I can run file, okay? Once I run file, what the shell does, it looks through my path for the executable, if there is an executable called file. So it doesn't matter where I am on the system, right? I can still run my script without giving it the path, just by referencing the executable.